Morning and welcome to the Principal's Message. This week I thought it'd be really interesting to focus on our international programs, and I'm joined by Steve Lingard, who manages our international programs in the school and has done so for a long time, Deb Kane, who works very closely with the students, and of course Lucy and Jeremy, some students in our international program. Steve, could you tell us a little bit about the history of the international program at the school? Because you've been involved with it for a long time, haven't you?
Sure. Billanook's been delighted to have international students as part of our community for over 25 years now. And in recent years we've had students from a range of countries. China is certainly the country from which we receive most students, but also we receive students from Vietnam, Thailand, and in previous years countries such as Laos and Germany, France. So our interest is in attracting students from a wide range of countries.
And it's good for our community too, isn't it? It lines up with our round square ideal of internationalism, and it really adds to the diversity of the school community, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Our goal is to encourage young people from other countries to come and benefit from our style of education here, and actually, true to our motto, extend their skills beyond academic excellence so that they're actually achieving a breadth of experience.
And Deb, can you tell us a little bit about what you do in the program?
Absolutely. So I advocate for the students in their learning process, both pastorally and academically. So that means being their support network when they're having problems with their learning, but also being their support network while they're acclimatising to Australian life and Australian culture.
Jeremy and Lucy. Jeremy, you're in year 10 and Lucy, you're in year 11.
Yeah.
You've just started this year, haven't you? Can you tell us maybe firstly where you're from in China? Jeremy, you're from?
I come from Shanghai, and Shanghai is such a modern and beautiful city, and I like Shanghai's food, and I miss it so much.
And most Australians would have heard of Shanghai.
Yes.
Lucy, where are you from?
Yeah, I come from Henan province. It's maybe nearby the Beijing.
Beijing, and most Australians would have heard of Beijing too. Now, you've been here for just this year, haven't you? 6 months at Billanook.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the things that maybe to start with are different with schooling in Australia compared to schooling in China? What's one thing, Jeremy, that you would see as different?
Totally, I think the first one is the teaching style. It's like you can get more freedom during the classroom in Australia, and in China you just teachers told you need to do this.
So does the teacher stand at the board a lot and lectures? And Lucy, how many students were in your classes in China?
Maybe more than 50.
50 students in one class?
Yeah.
And so were all the desks lined up like that and
Yeah.
teacher out the front?
Yes.
Was there a lot of discussion in your classes in China, for example?
Not real, but I think in China, so the teacher just stand in front of us and teach us how to do it. They not very focused on every student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing you were telling me that's quite different as well is what your day looks like in China at school.
Yeah.
What time did the two of you start school in China? Jeremy, you started at
I started at 7 o'clock in the morning.
7 o'clock in the morning. And what time would you finish your school day?
About 6:30.
6:30 at night. And was it just 5 days or did you have school on Saturday as well?
5 days.
Just 5 days. Lucy, what time did your school day start?
Yeah, so I go to school at 7 o'clock, but finish is maybe 9:30.
9:30 at night
So during the weekend, I also do some extra classes.
on a Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a long day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us maybe a little bit about the things that you like about Australia?
In Australia, first I want to talk about the teacher and us doing the teaching. We are not very formal, and we just call such as "Hello, Dad," like this. But in China, maybe more formally.
Yeah. Yep. Jeremy, what about Australia have you enjoyed? Because you've got a real love of cooking and food, haven't you?
Yes, I love food tech, and just like Lucy, it's not formal in class, and just you can say what you want to say.
Yeah.
But I like the most of Australia is like the kindness and the,
Kindness.
of the people, of the teachers, and they can give you like a lot of like advices to have you what you like.
Yeah. And Jeremy, you're really interested in cooking and food tech, and that's a pathway that you're thinking about pursuing post-school, isn't it? In China, could you do subjects like that, like food tech or art? Are they subjects that you would do in school at China?
No, in China you just do the like 5 subjects as Chinese, English, and physics and chemistry, and another one you can choose. But we don't have food tech in China.
So the number of subjects is a lot smaller, isn't it?
Yeah, that's-
Whereas here there's a lot more choice, isn't it? Lucy, what are you thinking about doing when you finish school?
I think I will go to Melbourne U and get education.
So to be a teacher?
Yeah.
So a teacher of little kids or high school kids?
Maybe little kids.
Maybe little kids? So where's that interest come from?
I love kids.
Yeah.
And they're more lovely. And when I saw them, I want to maybe talk to them and teach them. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I want them to know the Chinese,
Yeah,
China,
yeah.
and to learn something else.
And Jeremy, post-school, what are you thinking of?
I'm not sure about the university because I like all the university in Australia, but I just want to choose like design, like landscape design.
Landscape design?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I like to drawing. I like have some ideas. Just
And so you see that when you finish school at Billanook, you would go to university in Australia, you would stay here and go to university, that's your goal?
yes, sure.
Yeah, yeah. What about, your families must miss you a lot, mustn't they?
Yeah.
How often do you go home each year?
Maybe at the end of this year.
End of
and
this
I will
year.
go back to China.
Yeah. Jeremy, what about you?
About twice a year.
Twice a year, yeah. And you're living in a homestay.
No, I live with my aunt.
You live with your auntie, and Jeremy, you're living in homestay. And Steve, we have most of our children in homestay environments, don't we?
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about how the homestay works? Because it's different to a boarding school, isn't it?
Yeah, the goal is to encourage our international students to be living with local families so that they can get the full benefit of the cultural experience. We're always looking for lovely families in the local area within close proximity to the college so that the students can have convenience of transport. It is a big commitment by the families to invite a young person from a different culture into their home. But I think most of our families would argue that they get a lot out of it.
And it's something that families get paid for, of course, too, don't
course,
they?
yeah.
Our homestay families, a lot of them would be current families that are at Billanook, but some of them are families that don't have any direct association with the school too,
Correct.
don't they?
Yeah, and we do have a lady that's our homestay officer who manages and administers all the program. So if there are through this principal's message, if there are families out there that are interested in learning a bit more about the program, they should contact me and I'll put them in touch.
Yeah, sure. So Deb, our international program has about 45 students this year, and as Steve said, we've had a long history of having international students at the school. Can you maybe go into a little bit more detail on a day-to-day basis, the sort of things that you're helping the students with?
Absolutely. So when a new student arrives, it's as simple as trying to navigate around the school, get the uniform, get the resources. When you don't have mum and dad to drive you to the train station or pick you up when you miss the bus, then we have to fill that void as well in the day. It's also just the need to manage using technology. In China, schools don't use technology in the innovative way that we do.
Yeah. So did you have a computer that you took to school in China?
No.
No?
No.
During the class, we don't. The teacher don't allow us to.
No.
use
So you're all
technology.
just handwriting?
Yeah, no device.
Did you have a computer lab that you would go to?
yeah.
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 But here it's really different, isn't it? Because everyone's got their own computer and
It's like a subject called computer in the
Yep.
design. Yeah.
yeah. So you're helping with practical things.
Yeah, the practical things, and also with the mentor and pastoral program. So be that understanding Western culture, but also being true to and authentic to their past,
Yep,
to their
yep.
own culture. we're not trying to make our students into something they're not. We want them to stay true to who they are and
Yeah,
follow
yep.
that to their true self.
Yeah. Lucy and Jeremy, more and more Chinese kids are coming to Australia to go to school. Why did your families want to send you to Australia?
First is my auntie is here,
Yep.
so she can take good care of me. And the second is South Australia. Maybe the study style is much better than the others. Maybe in America, it's not very safety.
So safety is something important,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
And in Canada, it's so cold.
Well,
So maybe I choose come here,
yeah.
and maybe the study style is more benefit for me.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
love here.
So Jeremy, why did your family look at maybe sending you to America or Canada, or was it always Australia that you were going to come to?
Yeah, actually, all decisions is like from me and not from.
So
my
you
parents.
made the
Yeah.
choice?
Yeah, because it's my hopes to go abroad or
Yep.
learn, because I want to learn more and more about the how the like American people think, how the Australian people think.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think it would be true to say that China is certainly opening its perspective to the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing itself as a global citizen, and so there's quite a push in the Chinese government to have their children go abroad, isn't there,
Absolutely,
Steve? To get a broader perspective.
Yeah, there's more and more interest from specific schools in key cities in China to connect with Australian schools in all sorts of ways. So there's a thirst for learning quite rapidly about Western style of education.
Yeah. And had you two travelled abroad much before you came to Australia? Had you been to America or to Europe? Or
Yeah.
So you'd travelled a fair bit, Lucy?
Yeah, during I can't remember which year, so I go to America. So with my school.
Yeah, okay. So your school group went to
Yeah.
America. Yeah. Jeremy, had you travelled much abroad before
Yes,
coming?
I've been to Europe because I used to play the trombone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and just like a travel or performance in Vienna.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
In Vienna, wow.
Vienna.
Okay.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Are you still playing your musical instrument?
Yes, but I want to try more and more.
Okay, so different instruments.
Yeah, different.
that's great.
Yeah.
Steve, maybe the last word for you about going back to where we started, which is why we believe so strongly in our international program and an international focus for us as a school. You've been here a long time and been heavily involved in creating that international perspective. Why do you think it's particularly important for Australian children and particularly for our school to support that global perspective?
Look, understanding cultural difference is a huge opportunity. I was going to use the word challenge, but it shouldn't be seen as challenge or have a negative connotation at all. I think as an educational institution in Australia, we owe it to our local kids and our families to give them a chance to get to know young people from other cultures. Certainly there is an economic benefit to Billanook College to have international students as part of our community as well. That the fees revenue that the international students bring to our school supports the breadth of our programs. So that's certainly an imperative as well.
But I think it's particularly important, isn't it, for a country like Australia that's isolated and so far away from places like mainland Europe and America to help our kids be able to see beyond this largely isolated island, isn't it? Yeah.
It'd be wonderful to look for opportunities for our local kids to get out and see other cultures and other education systems as well.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we've got a lot of work to do there.
Yeah. Jeremy and Lucy, maybe the final word for you. Is it fun coming to school at Billanook?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. And you've made friends with kids here at school as well, and that's been
Yes.
a good part of
Yeah.
coming here? Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. It's been really nice to talk to Steve, Deb, Lucy and Jeremy, and I hope you've enjoyed getting a bit of a sense of our international programs at the school. We are involved internationally in quite a big way, not just with students like Jeremy and Lucy, but also we have study tours that come to the school. We also travel a lot, and there's opportunities for our students to go to other countries. So if you have any questions, or if you're interested in exploring more how you can be involved in our international program, Steve would be a great person for you to contact, maybe by email through our website. So thanks Jeremy, thanks Lucy, thanks Deb, and thanks Steve, and I hope you've enjoyed having a little bit of a look at our international program.